be back. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the film Terminator Genisys. And no, you didn't hear that wrong. I did say Genisys because that's how I refer to this film. So Terminator Genisys basically resets the entire Terminator franchise, making the past 4 films irrelevant and following a new timeline where Kyle Reese is sent back to 1984, but instead of him saving Sarah Connor saves him from being attacked from a Terminator. And now Kyle Reese, confused by this alternate timeline, teams up with the new action-ready Sarah Connor and her Terminator protector, who she refers to as Pops, as they do the same thing they have done in the past films when they send somebody back, try to stop Skynet from ever happening. It's the same song and dance, just with a new fancy dress over it. Now I myself am not a huge fan of the Terminator franchise. I enjoyed all the movies for what they're worth, some more than others, but I'm just not like a die-hard uber fan of the series. And when I saw the first trailer for this film, I hated it. The moment that Sarah Connor opened up a car door and said, "Come with me if you want to live," I just face-palmed immediately. I was just a little irked. They're banking on the nostalgia of the past films instead of like standing on their own, and I hate when films do that. Now granted, had they done it in a better way, I might not take issue, but the way the scene was handled and the line uttered in it just came off as incredibly forced. And I'll get to that point later on in this review. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I had very medium to low expectations when going into this film, and I hadn't heard any good things about it when going into the film as well. So I kept my mind open. It could have been good. Maybe the reviewers are just wrong. Maybe there's something more to the film. And after seeing the film, all I gotta say is now I'll give this film some credit, as there were elements to it that I actually liked. I, for one, really liked the concept of the story, resetting the entire Terminator timeline to give it a fresh and new start and to go different directions with it. I like that idea. It presents us with a new, unexplored territory full of possibilities to keep this franchise going, which is the intent. I love the direction they took with Kyle Reese's character, making him a protagonist and actually letting him be a part of the adventure. I love that. In the past renditions, he does help out, but I never feel like he really adds much to the story. In this one, the character is fully involved in the entire story. And I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Jai Courtney did a pretty good job as Kyle Reese. He made the character really likable, really relatable, and I thought he handled himself pretty well. There are quite a few fun and entertaining action sequences in this film when they're not trying to rip off the other films. And the sort of relationship between Sarah Connor and Pops, I actually really liked it. I found it really charming and funny in many points, and their back and forth was just perfect. And that's about it with all the things I liked about the film. Now we get to the things I wasn't a huge fan of. The first and biggest problem that cripples this film is its story. My God, where to begin? First of all, it makes no goddamn sense, and it's all over the place. It's jumbled as fuck. Secondly, they leave out crucial plot details that would help the audience understand what's going on in the story, and they leave us hanging with 1,000,001 questions by the end of the film, not even hinting at what the possibility of the answers will be. It was the first time ever that I felt that the script was still being written as filming was going on. Because they leave out so many questions and go so many different directions that I don't think they even proofread the script before filming the scene. They just said, "Oh, that sounded like a good idea. Let's film this today." There was a lot of wasted performances in this film as well. Like, you got that one Asian guy that's been in the G.I. Joe films and Red 2, and he was in I Saw the Devil, which he did fantastically. freaking wasted. He was only in the film for 15 minutes. Oh, spoiler alert, the guy doesn't make it to the very end, and he's not even the main antagonist. He is not the main antagonist. The only reason this character is in the film was to give a clever wink to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's the only reason this character was in it. J.K. Simmons is in the film, and he does absolutely nothing. He's just like that crazy old cop guy that nobody believes, that shows up now and again, and that's it. That's his role. Other than that, his character could have been taken out of the film, and it wouldn't have made a huge difference. The next issue that I had were all the forced scenes in this film. Scenes that harken back to the old Terminator films, scenes that were trying to replicate the old Terminator films or say words from the old Terminator films, when I feel like they're trying to be their own story. So why are they doing clever winks at the audience like, hey, remember this from that film and remember that from this film? They don't feel like nice homages, they feel like forced imitation. And the last problem I had with this film, and it pains me to say this, but it was Sarah Connor. My God, what did they do to Sarah Connor in this film? Now again, I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise, but one of the few elements I remember fondly from the first two Terminators was Sarah Connor. She was such an interesting, well-developed, and badass character, growing from this really soft, scrawny, weak character to this really strong bamf who doesn't take shit from anybody. In this film, they made her into a stereotypical, independent woman who don't need no help from no guy. I could do it myself. That is exactly what her character is like in the film. A fucking walking stereotype. And that is not only unforgivable, but extremely disrespectful to the character of Sarah Connor. Yes, Sarah Connor is a strong character who can handle things by herself, but she's also an understanding character who knows when she needs help. It just really pissed me off the way they handled this once iconic character in the Terminator franchise to make her this archetypal, stereotypical, bland female protagonist. And it's not entirely Khaleesi's fault. I mean, she does have something to add to it, but she did the best for what she was given. It was the way they wrote Sarah Connor that's at fault here. What could Khaleesi do? I mean, hell, she plays Daenerys pretty damn well, and she is a very strong character. Here, not so much. And her relationship with Kyle Reese, they had leagues more chemistry in the first Terminator than they ever had in a single scene in this film. And that kiss at the end of the film, fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Do not shove this weakly developed romance in our face. Just don't. Wow. This film really got to me, guys. Like, I am legitimately pissed off right now. And in all honesty, as I'm sitting here now, recording this review, I'm thinking back to the film that I just watched a few hours ago, and I don't really remember much of it. I remember small bits here and there, but I don't really remember much of the story, any of the characters. You know, it's just really forgettable. And that's why, with that said, I'm gonna give this film a 2 out of 5 stars. It's an easily forgettable film. What did you guys think of this film? Did you really enjoy it? Did you get a kick out of it? Or did you find it really boring and dull and just like me, hated the execution of the film? And let me know, what is your favorite film in the Terminator franchise? Comment below and let me know. And this weekend I won't be making videos as I'm going to be spending the 4th of July weekend up in Jacksonville with my friends, but I can promise you this, on Monday there'll be a reaction video, on Tuesday an anime review, and on Wednesday a top 10 list. And until those videos come, guys, if you would like to be a part of the Black Critic crew and not miss out on a single awesome video, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm 21 II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.